Tennis. Alex Eala marches to Abu Dhabi Q-Finals with comeback win versus Belarusian foe. Filipina tennis star Alex Eala showcased her remarkable fighting spirit yet again in advancing to the quarterfinals of the Abu Dhabi Open, early Thursday morning, Manila time. Eala battled back from a set down and a 0-4 deficit in the third set to stun Alexandra Sasnovich of Belarus, 2-6, 6-4, 7-6, 7-5, in a 2-hour, 51-minute marathon. It was a sensational result for the 20-year-old, who appeared headed for the exit after a sluggish start in the decider but instead gutted out one of the most impressive wins of her young career. Napasabok talaga yun tabayang dibdib ko, Eala said, addressing the Filipino fans that packed center court to watch her. Sigurado ako din, kaya congrats mga kababayan. Mabuhay, maraming salamat po. She started really well, and in the tight moments, she also stepped up, especially with the save. She added, I really tried in those moments to fight. I really tried to find the fight. In the end, when I was coming back, I was able to find it. So I'm really proud of that. World number 45 Eala had entered with great momentum after an impressive 6-4, 6-3 win over Takis Zeynep Sonmez in the first round. She dropped the opener against the veteran Sasnovich, but appeared to have turned the match around after battling to a gritty victory in the second set, breaking the world number 109 in the 10th game to force a decider. Sasnovich broke her immediately in the first game of the third set, however, and reeled off 4 straight games to seize control. Showing no quit, Eala held her serve to get on the board, then pounced on Sasnovich's errors to make it 4-2. Sasnovich broke back to take a 5-2 lead, with back-to-back miscues by Eala handing the momentum back to her opponent. With an opportunity to wrap up the win, however, Sasnovich faltered. She reached match point off an ace, only to double fault and give Eala another opportunity. Sasnovich would save a breakpoint with another ace, but a forehand error gave Eala a third breakpoint, and this time the Filipina took advantage. Eala fired a backhand winner for a 5-3 count, and she rode that momentum to win the next 3 games for a stunning 6-5 advantage. Sasnovich held her serve in the 12th game to force a tiebreak, with Eala committing back-to-back errors that kept her opponent in the hunt. In a back-and-forth tiebreak, Eala benefited anew from Sasnovich's miscues, with the veteran sending a forehand into the net to put the Filipina at match point. Another Sasnovich error, this time with a shot going wide, sealed the deal for Eala in the marathon match. Up next for the Filipina in the quarterfinals is a showdown with the second seed, Ekaterina Alexandrova of Russia. I do have a long way to go, Eala said afterward. Each round is even more of a challenge. I'll try my best to recover and prepare for that one. Alex Eala marches to Abu Dhabi quarterfinals with a comeback win against a Belarusian foe. The desert air in Abu Dhabi hung heavy with heat and expectation, the kind that presses against the skin and tests more than just endurance. Under the stadium lights, the hard court shimmered like a mirror, reflecting not only the players' movements but the tension of a match teetering between control and chaos. Alex Eala stood at the baseline, bouncing the ball with measured calm. Across the net, her Belarusian opponent waited, tall, powerful, and confident, armed with booming ground strokes that had already done damage. The early signs were ominous. The rallies were short, brutal, and one-sided. The Belarusian dictated play, her shots biting deep into the corners, forcing Eala into defensive scrambles. Errors crept into the young Filipina's game, and the opening set slipped away like sand through open fingers. From the stands, the murmurs grew. This was not how the story was supposed to go. But tennis, like life, rarely follows a straight script. Eala walked to her chair between sets, towel draped over her shoulders, eyes steady. There was no panic in her posture, no visible frustration. Instead, there was thought, adjustment, belief. She had been here before, on big stages, against imposing opponents, with expectations weighing heavier than the racket in her hand. When the second set began, something shifted. The rallies lengthened. Eala began to step inside the baseline, taking the ball earlier, robbing her opponent of time. Her forehand, once tentative, now carried intent, angled sharply cross-court, then flattened down the line without warning. She mixed in higher, heavier topspin shots, pushing the Belarusian back and disrupting her rhythm. The crowd sensed it before the scoreboard confirmed it. Each point Eala won was met with louder applause, each fist pump a quiet declaration, I'm still here. Her opponent, so dominant earlier, started to hesitate. The unforced errors appeared. First one, then another. A double fault at a crucial moment cracked open the door, and Eala did not hesitate to walk through it. She broke serve, consolidated with confidence, and suddenly the match was level. One set all. Everything to play for. The final set unfolded like a test of nerve and will. Long rallies stretched into battles of attrition, sweat dripping onto the court as both players refused to yield. Games went to juice. Breakpoints came and went. The Abu Dhabi night seemed to hold its breath. Eala's movement was relentless. She chased down balls that seemed destined to be winners, turning defense into offense with a flick of her wrist or a daring change of direction. Her backhand, clean, compact, fearless, became a weapon, threading passing shots past a stranded opponent at the net. At the changeover, she glanced toward her box, exchanging a brief nod. No celebration yet. The job wasn't finished. Then came the decisive moment. Saving with the chance to close out the match, Eala took her time. Bounce. Breathe. Serve. The first point was a strong, wide delivery. Drawing a weak return she put away with authority. The second, a long rally, ended with her opponent netting a forehand, frustration finally boiling over. Match point arrived not with fireworks, but with resolve. A final rally, tense and physical, ended when the Belarusian pushed a backhand just long. The ball landed inches beyond the baseline. Silence. Then confirmation. Game. Set. Match. Eala raised her arms, not in wild celebration, but in quiet triumph. It was the smile that said everything, the smile of someone who had stared down momentum, pressure, and doubt, and come out stronger on the other side. As she walked to the net, the handshake was respectful, the applause sustained. This was more than a win, it was a statement. In Abu Dhabi, under unforgiving conditions and against a formidable opponent, Eala had shown the hallmark of champions, the ability to adapt, to endure, and to believe when the match seems to be slipping away. Marching into the quarterfinals, she carried with her not just a result on the draw sheet, but momentum forged through resilience. The desert night faded, but the message lingered clearly across the courts of Abu Dhabi and beyond. Eala is not just competing. She is arriving.